Alright, time now is 11:37 a.m. on November 3rd. I slept from 2:50 to 11:30. Actually, I woke up at around 11, but it was not like a state of full soberness. It's like I'm awake. I'm sober. I'm awake. But I didn't really open my eyes until like 11:30. It's funny because I looked at the clock. I was curious, what time is it? And then the moment I looked at the clock, Cindy came back home or someone else came back home, and then my alarm rang at the same time. But anyways, I forgot to mention one thing, and that is yesterday, when my phone is fully charged, the cable works again. So that's amazing. That's a miracle. I'm so happy. But yeah. I'm in my pajamas right now, which means I'm going to do some exercises on my bed again. Yay. Today's not gonna be as eventful as the last few days, but I will still be doing something. So today I'm gonna try to leave my apartment as early and as fast as possible because I'm going to go to the main campus to speak to a transfer counselor. And I don't know how long am I gonna wait there. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. Um, but I will have to wait. And then after that, I will rush back home to join a Zoom meeting because John L. is making a short film and he is casting people and he wants me to be part of the casting team, I guess. So that's very exciting. And then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. Um yeah, I don't know. I'm not really planning out my meals at all, actually, which is saying something. I'm going freestyle. I'm also not planning my YouTube schedule at all, so I have no idea if I want to film an album review or not, because I didn't upload anything on my main channel for the last couple of days. So I should do something today, you know? Of course I got my short film. So last night I planned to watch Snowpiercer. I did not. I only watched half an episode of Misang, and then I ran out of time. But I did do a little bit of anthropology homework, just a tiny bit, and I did indeed finish all the sound editing for my short film, except for the noise reduction part. So it sounds great now. No, it sounds terrible, but at least it doesn't have every single cut smoothly transitions to each other in terms of sound in every scene. So I actually spent some time doing that last night. And I also figured out a way to distort the frame a little bit to make it have a more anamorphic look, which is really cool. Um, but obviously I would love to have an anamorphic lens in the future, of course. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Um, I should speak to Natalie. I realize it's been the last time I spoke to Natalie at all is mid-August. And yeah, it's like November now. And the longest time I've been without speaking to Natalie is like 4 months. And that is back in 2021, I believe. Um, so I want to speak to her a little bit, perhaps. Um, yeah, and I don't know what Pepper's up to, but yeah, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. I actually have no idea if Pepper has dated anyone before. I I think she definitely has. Everyone has, aside from me, because I'm a loser, you know? And I don't want to ask either. I kind of don't really want to know either, honestly, because whatever the answer is, it's gonna make me feel like a loser. But she definitely has, I think. You know. Because, why else would she be so into romance, Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about romantic relationships and things like that again, which is bad. I've told myself many times to not think about it, especially in moments like now when I'm still doing my PIQ thing. So yeah, I'm gonna start writing my personal insight question number 5 today, and hopefully I'll finish by tomorrow. And then I'll move on to question 6. But yeah, the counselor is really important. I have a lot of questions to ask. And yeah, that is that. I spent a whole hour and 15 minutes to come here just to be turned down because apparently the counseling queue is full already. Fuck. And I can't do it next Monday either because my class enrollment date is a lot later. Is literally tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow morning for the third fucking time. Alright, time now is 3:38 p.m. I'm back at home from the stupid conundrum. So yeah, I did some exercises after I woke up. I'm sore. No, I don't feel sore now, but I hope I do next morning. Okay, so tons of fucking shit just exploded out of nowhere. So I planned to arrive at 1 p.m. at school to wait for the transfer counselor, but of course I couldn't. So I left home at 1:15 p.m. and I thought, okay, it's gonna take about 40 minutes to get there, so I should be able to arrive before 2. Psych! The second bus decided to disappear into the thin air. So I didn't get onto the bus until a while later, and then I got on and I got off, and then by the time I got off and arrived at the main campus, it was already 2:15 p.m. ish, or 2:20. I went into the building, I went to the second floor, and the first thing that happened, I saw beside the elevator, there's a little table. I said, "Oh, I'm here to see a counselor." And then there's a woman, and the woman said, "I'm sorry, it's closed because it's full." So yeah, I came all the way fucking back home again. So I spent 75 fucking minutes going to the main campus. And then I went to school for 2 minutes, and then now I spent another 75 fucking minutes going back home. So yeah, and then randomly out of nowhere, Thomas suddenly wants to hold a Zoom meeting or something because I guess he doesn't really know how to text words. But okay, I get it. Using vocals to speak is a lot better. But anyways, apparently there's a Zoom meeting, and then I originally thought, oh, I have a transfer counselor meetup, so I couldn't attend the Zoom meeting until a lot later. And then there's John L's Zoom meeting that I have to attend at 4:30 p.m., which I'm not really sure if I can make it in time anymore. So I said, okay, how about 5:30? And then apparently there's an ICC meeting that the script writing club needs to join. I don't know if I need to join as well. I don't really want to care. And that's at 4, so I either join before 4 or I join after 4, after 4:30's John L. Zoom meeting, and then at 5:30, except the second Middle Eastern girl, she's not free. Not the Persian Latina, the other Middle Eastern girl who's like part of the leadership meeting or part of the scriptwriting club leadership. And then because I don't get to see the transfer counselor anymore, I come back home and I told Thomas that I'll be home at 3. But guess what? The bus is fucking freaky. So I didn't even take the second bus. I just walked back home. And then by the time I arrived home, it was like 3:15. So I just hopped on the Zoom meeting. Bye-bye. I come back here. Okay, so that's that. Next thing is when I went out of my apartment today to take the bus to the main campus, I ran into none other than Connor, the Macanese guy. Tall, standing, wiggling, swithering, mickering, blithering, and he's just standing there with his phone, and he's like, "Oh, Enoch," and I'm nice with him, I don't hate him or anything, and he's like, "Oh, I can't get into film 31," and he even made an Instagram story about this, and I'm like, Well, if you can't take 31, then take 40. So that's that. Another thing is Pepper randomly sent me a photo of a film she took of me holding a package of small barbecue Lay's potato chips in the CMD campus that she took maybe a month ago or so. So that's that. It was really random, but it's nice. It's nice to know that people are interacting with me. You know, it's nice to know that Pepper's not just interacting with me for the sake of interacting with me. What am I even trying to say? It's nice to know that Pepper's interacting with me voluntarily. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm letting my brain on autopilot right now because so much shit is piling up in front of my fucking face. Okay. So there's John L. Zoom meeting. I'm not going to the IC Zoom meeting. There's a fucking Zoom meeting every single fucking day. I spoke with Leslie's Chinese girl a little bit on Instagram, just a little joke thing because she's doing film 31 and film 40 right now at the same time, and she has to watch this silly little goofy little video series that I have gone through as well. Okay, another thing is the furniture outside. I need to buy them back, some of them at least, and I don't know which to buy, which to not buy. I don't want to go outside and go to Target and come back home, and I don't even have a car. I can't drive back home because I don't even have a car, and I don't have the time, so I would rather buy the stuff that's already here in the apartment in the first place. Okay, so now I need to think what I need to buy. Okay, so vacuum cleaner. I'll be staying in this apartment until August 25th, 2023. So I'll need to vacuum at least a few times. Otherwise, this place is going to be a dusty winter nuclear wonderland, right? So there's that. What time is it even? 3:43. You know what? I'm gonna make myself a pack of instant clam soup because I bought this pack of instant dried soup like a couple months ago from Nijia Market, and I haven't really got around to try it. I haven't really had a full lunch. I ate a couple of tuna sandwiches, like small sandwiches from Nijia Market. I need more calories, and Tom is telling me to email all the English professors in my entire freaking college, which are like, what, 500 professors? So yeah. And then there's, of course, Aoba's shoot. Apparently, Kat told Aoba that it's better to postpone it. Aoba's not really a fan of postponing. I get it. But I really do not want to use my camera to film for her. But it's also fine, because it's for her. But So yeah, there's that. And then I still got the album review. I didn't even have time to film the album review this morning. And I don't think I will today anyways. Okay, so because I can't see the transfer counselor today, I need to go tomorrow. Because the class enrollment date is literally tomorrow 6 fucking p.m. So I was thinking, if I go see it today, then tonight I can organize my class schedule and everything, and then I'll enroll tomorrow. That's perfect. So I won't go next Monday. I'll have to go next morning. So here's tomorrow's plan. I wake up at 9:30 or something. I quickly film an album review, eat breakfast, whatever, dart out. 11, I arrive at school, and then I'll just wait for the transfer counselor. I'll wait. I don't know how long will it take, maybe 2 hours. I come back home. I don't really have lunch. I'll just, buy a Subway. Or actually, no, there's noodles. There's instant noodles. I'll try that. Then I'll go out again for Aoba shoot, and then I'll go to the script writing club meeting. That's the plan. And then tonight I'm gonna DM the director of that feature film to ask her if she needs my help for Saturday and Sunday, because I don't really want to go help her this time around because I have tons of shit to do already. Saturday I want a day of relaxation, and I would like to go see the movie. And on Sunday I want to go to church. Please let me have a haircut. I look like shit. Okay? So, yeah. Alright, time now is 5:09 p.m. So I just joined the friggin' ICC Zoom meeting, and I thought nobody's gonna show up, or I thought not a lot of people will show up. Turns out 40-something people showed up. Apparently, all the leadership members of all the clubs have to show up or something. And lo and behold, the moment I joined in, Aoba's speaking. Aoba's like asking if each club is present, and I said present when she said script writing club. Pepper's in the Zoom meeting as well, but she didn't turn on her camera, and then Antoine, the Lebanese guy, is in the meeting as well. And then at 4:30, I was like, oh my god, it's John L. Zoom meeting. Turns out, John L. meant next week, not today. Welp. So there's that. It's fine. It's fine if it's next week. It's totally fine. My schedule doesn't change. It's not like I can go back to college right now and go to the counseling anyways. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna call my mom and then I'll figure something out. And yeah. Alright, time now is 9:57 p.m. Let's wrap it up today. It's been a strangely structured day. I feel like quite a bit has happened, but only because I left my apartment and went to the main campus and then came back. If you don't count that part, today is actually quite uneventful. The John L. Zoom meeting didn't happen. Thomas asked me to email all the media department professors, so that's what I did before having dinner. And then I had dinner, which is dai bok choy with mushroom and 2 chicken thighs, which I pre-cooked. I'm a genius, I know. And then potatoes. Yeah, it's a weird combination, but it fills me up. It's fine. Okay. Cindy has brought another guy into the apartment, so there's that. So I got nothing else to say. It's quite weird because you remember the lion. In 2021 February, me, Zara, the lion, and Miriam hung out in Chunwan, and the lion has been close friends of Zara and Miriam's. And then somehow Leia, Miriam, and Zara became close friends over before summer of this year, and then somehow because of connections, Leia and the lion are hanging out now. There's an Instagram story of them taking a selfie together, so I'm happy for them. And it's interesting how people are connected, because today Pepper and JT hung out. Pepper had dinner with JT, and Pepper even made the caption like, "I'm here with my bestie" or "my best friend" or something like that, which I thought is really fucking weird. You only know her since last fucking Friday, okay? And it's so funny, like I don't even ask Pepper like what's her schedule, but I can sort of tell what's Pepper's schedule now. She went to see the counselor, she walked around to look for a new well. I know when she's hanging out with Connor, the McNeese guy. I just know shit now. So yeah, it'll be cool if I and Pepper and JT like hang out, and then maybe with Potter. It's been a while since I've talked to him or seen him, and maybe with the Hong Konger girl from Discord, whose name I haven't even mentioned yet. Yeah, but it's interesting how people are connected. It really is interesting. Well, I guess it's partially because of JT. JT's just so extroverted, and she's always like going out and looking for new people, new friends, and JT is the one who agreed to hang out with the Discord girl probably, and JT's probably the one who initiated to ask Pepper out to hang out, because I know Pepper's really busy. But yeah, that's basically it. And not much else. I spoke to Cliff a little bit on Instagram, asking him about dress codes. Cliff said he's not sure, so I'll know more next Monday. So yeah, I'm really fucking busy. So today's Thursday. Tomorrow I'll wake up extremely early to go see the counselor. Please let me do that. And then I will come back home, eat a Subway sandwich, or not. eat the noodles, or the Subway sandwich. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. And then I'll go to CMD, help out with Owl Bus Shoot. Oh, I need to charge the camera right now. Help out with Owl Bus Shoot, and then script writing club meeting. That's tomorrow. On Saturday, it's a bit of a free day. I get to go to the movies and watch The Banshees of Inisherin. And then, according to Cindy, my roommate, she and I will go through the items she's selling, and so that I will know what items I can buy back. The vacuum is apparently $290. I don't really want to spend $290 for a vacuum, but I know she's going to sell it for a price, so it really depends. My mom doesn't recommend me buying the vacuum from her either. On Sunday, I will go to the church, and hopefully I get a haircut. Monday, there's the Marina Del Rey. I almost said Marina Bay Sands. Marina Del Rey Asian World Film Festival meetup. Hopefully Pepper will be there. And then, will Pepper be there tomorrow? I think Pepper will. I don't really know. And then that's Monday, and then there's a Biology 3 class. On Tuesday, there's Film History class. On Wednesday, there's Film 32, in which I'm going to be UPM. On Thursday, there's John L's actual Zoom meeting. So, because of all this conundrum, I'm thinking maybe on Saturday, so the next time I get to have time to go to Ralph's or Nijia Market would probably be Thursday. But even so, it's a little, maybe Friday. But what if I go to Saturday? What if I go to Ralph's on Saturday? So you know what? After going to the movies for Banshees, I'm going to go to Ralph's on Wilshire Boulevard and then come back. That's the plan. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So apparently I forgot to submit a biology homework. I spent so much time, not really so much time, but I tried so hard to do it on the previous Monday, and I did so well, and I forgot to submit, and I can't submit now. Apparently the due date is November 1st, which is 2 days ago. Fuck. I'm just so caught up with stuff outside of my college classes. Alright, time now is November 3rd. Time now is 9:47 a.m. on November 4th. I slept from 3:15 to 9:30. Fuck. It's not that bad. 6 hours is actually pretty good. But man, I really want to have a full night's sleep. I really do. Yeah, I slept a little late than I planned to because I watched the entire Snowpiercer. Yesterday was actually kind of productive for me. I didn't edit my short film, but aside from that, I did some anthropology homework. I actually spent some time writing The Virgin on the bus, or at least organizing the plot outline for The Virgin. I did write a little bit of my PIQ and watch a video on how to write PIQ 5. And then I watched the second half of Me Sang episode 15. I watched the entire Snowpiercer, a 2-hour-long movie. Yeah. I charged my camera. Oh shit. I forgot to do the laundry. I still have wet clothes in the washer. Fuck. I'm gonna do something about that. But yeah. Whew. So today I'm waking up so early because I have to go to the main campus to look for the transfer counselor for the third friggin' time. And hopefully this time I'm not too late and I can actually see the friggin' counselor. And then I'm gonna go back home momentarily for lunch, and then I'm gonna leave again and help out with Alba short film at 3 p.m. And then at 5:15, I'll go to the script writing club meeting. And then maybe after that, I'll go back to help Aoba, and I'll be using my camera because Aoba's cinematographer, Aoba's camera operator just is busy today. It's an honor to work for Aoba, you know. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. My chest feels a little sore right now, which is great news. Um, and well, and yeah, if nothing goes wrong, I should be able to have a pretty long good night's sleep tomorrow morning, like tonight and tomorrow morning. Because I don't have much to do tomorrow either. Um, but yeah, that's basically it for today. Not much else. Damn. I'm just so freaking busy. I need to meal prep more. I'm doing less YouTube. And just tons of shit is happening. I feel like I've become Natalie. Natalie's always too busy to answer my texts. And Natalie's always have people to meet, have places to go. I feel like I've become Natalie. Except I'm even going even harder than her because I am in LA, and LA is the kind of place where it's just one opportunity connected to another, connected to another, connected to another. And Natalie should be less concerned about like transfer because she doesn't even need to because she's already in Hong Kong University. Like, she doesn't need to go anywhere after that. The only thing Natalie should be worried about is her GPA, which I get it. But I worry about it too, I guess, to a degree. Yeah, I have so much to worry. And I just can't imagine that less than 2 months later, I'm gonna be in frigging Japan. Less than 2 months. And if it was 2021 right now, right, and if you tell me, oh, in less than 2 months you're going to Japan, I would be so hyped, and I would just focus on going to Japan day and night. But now I don't even have time to do that. And back in 2021, less than 2 months is really, really like fast. But now 1 week goes by and so much shit happens. So yeah. Whew. Okay. All right, time now is 2:32 p.m. I've changed. Okay, so damn. I actually don't really need to change. I don't know why I changed. I mean, yeah, I'm wearing the same set of clothes for 3 days straight, which is a little weird, but it's fine, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I let's just quickly go over what happened today. So earlier this morning, I woke up super early. I didn't have time to film an album review, and I planned to arrive at the main campus at 11 to the transfer counselor. So that's what I did. I took a bus there at 10:30, and surprisingly, the bus actually came pretty early, came on time. I went to the college campus. I arrived. And I started waiting, and I actually got to wait. There were 8 students ahead of me, but I waited for about an hour, and then I got in, which is great. What's the battery on my phone? 63. Okay, it's good. Okay, I waited a little bit, waited an hour, got in. I finally got into the transfer counselor. Finally, oh my god. And then I met this woman, and she brought me into a room. I sat down, and I said my name and my ID number and all that stuff, and I talked about my problems, and then I mentioned that I'm an international student. And then she suddenly like, hold on, wait, you're an international student? And then she checked on her computer, and I can see her screen. And she found out that I have an F1 student visa, and she's like, okay, you need to leave. You need to go upstairs and see an international student counselor instead of us. And then I said, oh, but you can still answer my questions, right? And she's like, yeah, I would love to, but I just can't. So apparently, they can't even answer basic questions. They have to immediately boot me out because I'm an international student, which is kind of funny. Like, again, it's the system. It's not really her. It's just the system. I can't even ask basic questions that are not related to my international status at all. The woman brought me upstairs to the third floor, and in there I found a QR code where I can enter a Zoom meeting, specifically for international students counseling. So, there are in-person meetings for international students, but it's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and today's a fucking Friday. But I have to ask them today because I got to enroll in classes like 3.5 hours later. So, holy shit, right? So I went to Zoom meeting and I waited for about half an hour, and that's when Liana, the Russian girl, randomly appeared. Alright, and I said hi, and she said hi, and then she just walked away. Okay, Zoom meeting, I got into it, and I had to show my ID card, and then I was in the waiting room, and then I finally got in, and then I spoke to this woman for about maybe 15 to 20 minutes. I went through most of my questions, and I didn't get much from the counselor actually, other than if push comes to shove, in extreme desperate situations, I can ask the counselor to write me a letter of recommendation. I can do that, but it's not a very great look. And also about, other things like, do UCLA and USC accept internships from Hong Kong from before? Do they accept letters of recommendation from non-Americans? About those things, I need to email them to ask them. So that's pretty much all I know. And also, before I got booted out, I did ask that woman from second floor, if it's too much, if that's too many schools to apply to, and she said no. And then she checked if I'm eligible to get into CSU. She said not yet. There's one more class you need to take, and that's communication studies. When you've got that, boom, you're good. So I'm taking communication studies next winter online, and then photography 1-2, film 33, and political science 51 in spring. So that's that. And then that's pretty much it. I went back home, and I didn't have a lot of time, so I just went to Subway, bought a footlong sandwich, $12.58. Came back home, ate it, drank a cup of small cola, filmed an album review in my street clothes, quickly changed, and now I'm ready to go. It's 2:37 p.m. Time to leave. There's that. Cliff and Leslie also spoke to me on Instagram because I made a bunch of Instagram stories. And I also asked the director of the feature film if she needs people this Sunday. She said no, which is great news because I want to go to the church because I want to have a haircut. That's pretty much the whole point of it all. I mean, I just miss back in Hong Kong how I can just have a haircut anytime I want. If I have a car now, I can also do that. I mean, I can have a haircut at the main campus, except I don't really trust them. I want to have that haircut in Monterey Park. So, there's that. I don't even have time to wash my hair or anything, which is actually what I planned to do originally. Frick.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I guess put the camera on here, but yeah. I guess.
So after it here, and then Sergio will move you, and I'll talk you.
Alright, time now is 10:49 p.m. on November 3rd. 4th. Fuck. So yeah, today has been an extremely long day. Quite a bit has happened, so buckle up, baby, because I'm going off on vlog. I'm gonna vlog my balls off. So, first of all, with the whole counseling conundrum, it's still better than nothing. I still feel like to a small degree it is a little bit helpful, but everything else I know about internships and letters of rec, I feel like I already know enough, you know. But anyways, came back home, had a Subway, immediately filmed an album review, left, and at around 3:05 p.m., 3:10 p.m., I arrived at CMD, and yeah, ooh, Cliff, okay, I went to the CMD cafeteria place. And there's everyone. There's everyone. Javier, the Latino boy, is here. The Korean American boy is here. Aoba showed up at some point. I don't know why, but even though she had her hair like right here at this length, suddenly it's longer now. um, yeah. I saw Aoba on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and then again on Friday, which is epic. And then later on, Cliff the Malaysian and Justin the Malaysian also showed up. And Miles also showed up. So there's that. So I actually brought my own camera, the Sony A7 III, attached to my 16 to 35 f4PZ lens. And I just took it out and Javier was like, ooh. And I played around with it a little bit and then Aoba proceeded to use it. So, we waited and waited and waited to set up the place, to look for the spot first, and to set up all the lighting. And Aoba had to look at what shot to shoot first, because even though she already printed a whole schedule out, there have been some changes, and the whole thing is different now, and it took a whole 2 freaking hours to set up the shot. And so it was around 5 p.m. when we actually started shooting. But the friggin' issue is at 5:15 I have to attend my script writing club meeting. And at 6 p.m. I have to enroll into my classes for the final time in this college, which is a very freaking huge deal. So yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm okay, so aside from that, I won't be operating my camera the whole time, because I'm also kind of the gaffer. So Aoba's like, okay, fine, I'll operate it. So I'd say 80% of the time Aoba's holding the camera. And because we don't have a lot of equipment and we don't have a lot of people this time around, we don't really have much. So there's no tripod. There's a quad pod, which is a tripod but with 4 legs, provided by Cat, and it's bad. It's a very poorly built tripod. It's always uneven. It's got weird feet. And we don't have a base plate to mount the camera onto the tripod. So what we did is we set up the tripod, the quad pod, and Aoba just placed the camera on top of it, and that's it. Genius. But yeah, I and Aoba held the camera because it's my camera. This is my camera. I haven't given this a name. I feel like I don't need to give this a name because this will always be Sony A7 III, and I will always call it my A7 III. But this is my Pearl lens, okay? Like, I really care about these lenses. These are my lens. I don't let people touch it all that much. So I'm letting Aoba touch it, and I'm letting Pepper touch it. It's a huge honor. It's like my diaries. I don't let anyone take my diaries, you know? I don't let anyone touch them. If you are given the power to touch them, you should be really grateful. Yeah, there's that. So I and Aoba just held the camera together and we're just like, come on. And Aoba's really slow. Now that I'm sort of the camera operator, sort of the gaffer at the same time, and I'm always with Aoba, I sort of understand why is Aoba taking so long. Because every single shot, she had to think, okay, what shot are we going to do next? Okay, let's do the take again. There's this minor issue. Again, Aoba's kind of a perfectionist, so she's like, no, can you move a little bit closer? Can you go a little bit more lower? So we filmed at the video recording, not the video, like beside the sound stage, where I go to classes often. It's a little pathway that leads to an editing room and an audio recording room, and then there's another room with a lot of computers and a huge screen. So we filmed a couple of shots there, and then we filmed a few shots in the corridor, and at that point it was already like 5:35, and I'm like, bro, I need to leave. And Alba's like, you know, if you need to go, you can go now. So I'm like, okay. So I just left, and I gave my camera to Alba. I trusted her. I put it in her hands, right? So I immediately grabbed my backpack from the cafeteria and rushed up to room 271, where the scriptwriting club is already going on. And the meeting was mediocre. Only about 5 people showed up. And it was kind of awkward. And the moment I entered the classroom, Thomas was talking on one of my slides that I added. So I immediately, before I even put down my backpack, I immediately jumped into the presentation. Like, okay, this is a active conflict. So in this movie, this character has this conflict, and it makes the story more compelling. Blah 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 blah. It's crazy. Like back in Hong Kong secondary school, I don't even do that shit. But now I'm doing it in L frickin' A. Like this is next level, man. But yeah. And that's pretty much the only couple of slides I talked about. And then after that, I immediately pulled out my laptop and I waited to enroll into spring semester, which is extremely fucking important. This is the last time I'm enrolling into classes this semester, and I cannot miss. And so I'm really scared because I found out that a lot of people are earlier than me. I really want to get into Film 33, and guess what? Around 5:50, I started to check the class schedules if all the classes I wanted to get into are open. And Film 33 is fucking closed. And it was shocking. It was horrifying because when I checked at around 1:30 p.m. before I left the apartment, or actually around 2 p.m., it was still open. It closed. What? So I immediately texted Pepper. I asked Pepper, hey, have you joined Film 33? And Pepper's like, no, I can't. So Pepper's enrollment time is 5 p.m. Mine is 6 p.m. Hers is 5. And this means that sometime between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., Film 33 is completely filled. I'm glad that I and Pepper are on the same boat, but holy shit. So I asked Pepper, what other classes did you take? So photography 1, photography 2, there's a media 5, or media 46, global media, which is like stupidly boring. And then there's music 50A, which is singing, elementary voice, which is cool. I want to hear, yeah, I want to visit PAC. I'm not going to take any music classes, but one of these days I want to just go to PAC, the music campus, and check things out. So that's interesting. But yeah, so that's that. Now that's not the only issue. So earlier today I found out, or I decided that in the winter semester I'll take one online class for communication studies, because I have to take it before I go to CSU. And the class I chose to take is communication studies like 19, I believe, which is group discussion, fundamentals of group discussion. And that class is also closed. And that's partially because that's the only class available in winter semester that is Comm Study 19. And yeah, it's closed. So I'm like, okay, I can't get into argumentation because that's closed a long time ago already. So I have to go with public speaking. So before I enrolled, or actually during enrollment, So 6 p.m. hits, I immediately enrolled into photography 1 and 2. Thank God I can get into both of these classes exactly the section I want, exactly the professor, exactly the time I want. Thank God. I tried to get into political science 51, and guess what? I cannot, because the class I wanted to get into is apparently part of the scholars program. But no worries, because there's another section of the same class, online, same professor. So I got that one, boom. And instead of Film 33, I decided, you know what? I'll take DM Post 3, so editing. It's completely temporary, and I'll quit it. So I just took a completely online Thursday Film 33 class. But it's on Thursday, and I know Film 33 is also Thursday, so they will both clash. And I have to get into Film 33. Otherwise, I will be dropped from DM Post 3, and I will literally not have enough units. Because again, I will not attend the first editing class, because both DM Post 3 and Film 33 are on Thursday. And then for winter, I wanted to get into Comm Studies 19. I couldn't, right? So now I only have Comm Studies 16, which is public speaking, which I don't need because I'm fucking good at speaking. Look at me. So there are so many choices. So I went to grade distribution of my college to check which professors are good. And so I found the best one. Turns out that one is already closed. Everyone picked him. So I picked the second best professor. So that's that. Completely online, public speaking, over the winter. Should be easy. And that's pretty much it. So that's scary. I made an Instagram story saying I'm feeling a wee bit homicidal right now because Film 33 is closed and it's a huge travesty. I immediately spoke to Pepper. Again, I said that already. But yeah, Patrick, the guy who's in Film 33 right now, told me, well, just crash the class. Maybe the professor will let you in. And I'm like, but your professor is the Italian guy. My professor is the Mexican guy. The Mexican guy is more strict than the Italian guy. I don't know if the Mexican guy will let me in. And Patrick said, well, actually for Film 32, my professor was the Mexican guy. And he let me in. I crashed that class too. So I'm like, okay. So both I and Pepper will crash that class. I'll hop onto the wait list first thing. And then if push comes to shove, I'll crash that class. So yeah, there's that. Man, fuck. This is so bad. And then Thomas saw me, and Thomas was like, well, at least it's not transferable, so it doesn't really matter if you don't take it. But I want to because I love filmmaking. Okay. So there's that. So the meeting ended early at around 6. And also, after I went into the club meeting, the Italian professor showed up. So I'm happy that the Italian professor didn't see me get late. So at around 6:10, I left. We all left. Thomas went back home by myself, and I have to accompany Alba and everyone else because Alba is using my camera. Yeah, it's fun, but the moment I rush in, I'm like the star of the show. The moment I went back to Alba's set, everyone's like looking at me. Betsy was there too, and I'm like, fuck, Film 33, I didn't get in. And then Miles came up to me, and then Javier came up to me asking me what's going on, and Cliff was like, what, you didn't get in, what? Like, I was like the star of the show for some fucking reason. But it's a huge fucking deal, you know? So yeah, we continued filming, and again, every single shot took a real long time. I was part serious, part joking around. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't have much to do. Sometimes I'm like, come on, let's get this shoot going. Let's be hurry. And I think Alba also noticed that I want to end the shoot earlier because I want my camera back, but also because I think everyone else also wants this to end earlier because it's going to be dinner time and we're all hungry. And so we ended up wrapping up the day at around 8 p.m. which is really freaking late. So suddenly Betsy was here for a little while, but then she left. Suddenly, after Betsy left, which is completely not in Aoba's plan, not a part of Aoba's plan. Betsy's one of the extras. Betsy left, and now Aoba wanted to film another master shot, and Betsy's gone, and Aoba's like, well, I guess I'll have to completely erase that shot because one of the extras is gone, and the whole continuity is ruined. But after Betsy left, Betsy said something in the script writing club leadership Discord server. And that is apparently there are a couple of cases of creepy people showing up. So I missed the first 20 minutes of the script writing club meeting. And there's this guy called, I won't say his name, but there's this guy who came into class and he's apparently a very toxic, hateful person. And Betsy's like, beware of him. Next time he shows up, call the police. I have proof of his incrimination, blah, blah, blah. And Kat saw it too. And then Betsy said, this is what's kind of concerning. Also, keep an eye out for Udav, as he's been making advances towards women and has been making them feel uncomfortable. Again, be polite and say that's not okay or acceptable if you see something happen. What? So yeah, remember Udav, the Indian guy, who's nice and funny and has great taste in films? I don't know what the hell's going on with him lately. Is he going through like a manic episode? Because last time I saw him, he is high. And I've never seen him this hyper before. And then now this news came out, which is really weird. I can't see Udav do something like that, and I don't think he's the type of guy who would do something like that. That's really weird. And then, coincidentally, when Miles and I had nothing to do, we were hiding behind the door. So we were at the corridor between the soundstage and the other room. So I and Miles went to the soundstage, and Miles told me, wow, like lately I've been hearing a lot of weird news about weird, creepy guys in our college who are sexually assaulting people. In fact, there is this thing called the Healing Gathering, where a bunch of women who are sexual harassment and sexual assault victims come together to heal, which is really weird. And then Miles mentioned Udav, and I'm like, what? What's going on? And then Miles started to mention himself. So Miles never wanted to be creepy, but apparently after the world of quarantine, the time of quarantine is over, Miles looked online for flirting advice and flirting tips, and one of the tips is tap on a girl's shoulder or punch a girl's arm or just do little physical things to the girl, and then the girl will feel more intimate to you, which is something I'll never fucking do, holy shit. So Miles followed that tip when he went to a party in UCLA. It's a chill party, not a super drinking red solo cup euphoria type party, just a chill party, according to him. And he did this, and he pissed a lot of people off. He pissed a lot of women off, and a lot of the men around those women are even more pissed off. And apparently some people are like, oh, Miles is fine, like, it's only a shoulder tap. And some people are like, okay, you need to apologize. And Miles apologized, and those people are like, okay, it's a good thing you apologize. And then another camp of people were like, Miles, you can never see us again. You're a terrible person, you're really creepy. And then Miles told me that it's simply because of a tip he followed online, and he realizes that it's bad. Okay, I'm going to be quick. And then Miles told me, I guess the biggest bombshell of today is Miles told me that he and Yulia, the Russian girl, went onto a date. What the fuck? When did that happen? What? So of course, the only time period I can think of when that could have happened is the last semester's Film 40, because both Yulia, the Russian girl, and Miles were in the same class. Now, what happened? Apparently, Yulia had a crush on Miles. And Benny, the first-generation Hungarian guy, whom I've seen and spoken to today, actually, because it's Friday's Film 32, and I saw him. He's like, oh, Enoch, like, he remembers me, fuck. So Benny told Miles to make the move and invite Yulia out on a coffee date. So Miles and Yulia had a coffee date. And the more Miles learned about Yulia, the more he realizes, okay, I can't really get along with her. Maybe we can be friends, but, because apparently Yulia has a really Soviet view on Christianity. Like, the way USSR condemns Christianity and wants to kill all Christians or something, which is really weird. Damn, Yulia. I'm working for her next Wednesday, by the way. I'm her UPM. And then at the end, Miles wanted to hug Yulia, and then they actually hugged, and it was really weird. So yeah, that was completely unexpected, and Miles and Yulia never spoke to each other ever again since, which is really weird. Now I could have told. So now there are 2 cases of dating from last semester's Film 40 that I know, and I didn't tell Miles about the other case, which is of course Eric and Hinata, the Brazilian girl. I didn't tell Miles that because I'm fucking smart. I mean, I act all innocent, and I am an innocent, haha, funny boy, but I'm fucking detective. You don't fuck with a detective. So, yeah, this is scary. I've always wondered, what sort of place LA is. What's the dating scene in LA like? How is it different from a Hong Kong secondary school? This is LA and this is college. This should be, a lot more, relationships. Date and fuck and get laid and whatever. And it kind of is that, but I never truly felt it until now. But even now, it feels like it's the remnants of last semester. And I don't know what's going on this semester. People are dating, but it's very, very unnoticeable. It's very unnoticeable. What if Pepper's dating friggin' Connor right now? Wouldn't that be friggin' horrifying? Again, this also makes me realize Miles and I had a really long discussion. It's mostly Miles talking about, if you want to flirt with girls, remember, never take online advice, always be natural. And I'm like, yeah, sure. In fact, I don't even flirt. I just physically and mentally cannot flirt with people because that's not my personality. That it's not a part of my character. Imagine me going up to a girl "Ooh, you look so pretty tonight." Fuck, I can't do that because I'm Enoch Lai. I don't roll like that, and I can't because I've never done it anyways. Because all my life I've never dated, I've never flirted with a girl, I've never done any of that. And in fact, I find it difficult to even love someone because I'm such a cold-blooded, sad, lonely, loser motherfucker. And yeah, I don't know, lots to think about really, but that's good because that's more fuel and that's more inspiration for the Virgin. Okay, one final thing. I spoke with Leslie on Instagram quite a bit. Leslie's enrollment date is tomorrow, 6 a.m. Good luck to her. We actually went on a bit of a tangent on why she's so fucked up. So she's taking Psychology 14 in the winter semester, which is abnormal psychology, which is really interesting because that's fucked up, weird mental illnesses, right? And Leslie told me that she's insane and she knows a lot of insane friends. And I'm like, man, she's literally me. Because I also took this class thinking, man, I know a lot of insane people. And I feel like I'm kind of, not the most sane person ever. And then and Leslie told me how much she likes fucked up shit. And I said, oh, I love fucked up shit too, So we had that conversation and it was really cool. And Leslie hates comedies. And I'm like, oh, damn, me too. So there's that. And yeah, bread, steak, cabbage, spinach, salad, mediocre meal, actually kind of bad. I cleaned up everything, swiped everything down with alcohol. I don't have any time now, fuck. More to report. I have my review set up here, but I only filmed myself for 3 seconds. I just want to say, first of all, I spoke with Pepper a little bit more. Pepper will go to the Asian World Film Festival in-person meeting on Monday. So that's happening. So I'll be seeing her again. So that's cool. I spoke with Eric a little bit. Eric randomly DM'd me asking me if I get into the classes I wanted to get into, and nope. I said NOPE, nope. Film 33 is closed. So apparently Eric was able to get into Film 33, and Eric's enrollment time is 3 p.m. So this means Film 33 got filled up sometime between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. That's 2 hours. 2 hours, and Pepper's already too late. And Eric also told me he's taking a production design class, which is interior architectural design 63. So that's interesting. I low-key want to join in, but also maybe not because nobody. I feel like this is one of those classes where nobody really take. Yeah, so Cliff the Malaysian guy mentioned me on his IG story. Aoba the Japanese girl mentioned me on her IG story. People are mentioning me left and right, and I feel like a freaking monster. I feel amazing about that, really. You know how, like, back in secondary school, I'm always like, man, people are getting mentioned, people are tagging Natalie, people are tagging this, tagging that. Like, people are tagging, friggin', I don't know, like Leia and Pink, people are tagging each other. I never get tagged. I want to be tagged, and now I'm freaking tagged. And not just in Hong Kong, but in LA, you know? Like, this is 2 steps forward, you know? Like, which is freaking amazing. But yeah, I'm so kind of bummed out by Film 33. But I feel like me, Pepper, and Christian are also on the same boat right now, and we have to crash the class and hope we get in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. There's also a couple of other small things that happened today that's not really worth mentioning all that much. But it's good to mention them anyways. So at the end of the day, I and Alba and Kat left the room. We carried the stuff outside. Alba thanked me, and then yeah. So Kat was gonna plan to drive me home, but then Miles need a drive as well. So Kat, with her car, will drive Alba and Miles back home. So I took a bus back home instead, and my bus didn't come. My bus number 7 fucking broke down. Like 3 of those buses broke down or something. They all delayed, and they're all not in service. They all stopped at that one stop about 4 or 5 stations away from my bus stop, and they all just stopped there. My transit app says it'll arrive in like 8 minutes, and then I wait for like 20 minutes and they don't show up. And then suddenly they do, except they're not in service. So I walked from one bus stop to the one that's even farther away from my home to take bus number 4, except I was too late, and like a bus number 4 just went by me, so I had to take the second one. So I actually didn't hop onto a bus until around 9-10 p.m., which is sad. And I don't know, today's just kind of cold and kind of dark and empty, and today's ending was kind of quiet, and there's something chilling about it. It really makes me think about romantic relationships and how deep and how unknown that world is to me. Because I feel like there are so many types of feelings from, this world. Oh, what if she friend zones you? Well, there are already tons of movies and songs and things made because of this. Okay, what if I love a girl, but the girl loves another guy? Well, guess what? There are already tons of movies and music and songs out there about this feeling. What if a girl likes me, but I don't like her back and I feel guilty about that? Well, there are already tons of movies and TV shows and songs made for this particular situation. And because I'm so out of touch with the world of romance, and I'm so unfamiliar with all of these feelings, and then now I'm seeing, oh my god, like people make movies, songs, TV shows, everything out of every possible feeling you get out of a romantic relationship. Some romantic relationships are dirty and raunchy. Some romantic relationships are weird and awkward and funny. Some romantic relationships are genuine and heartfelt and deep and passionate. It all comes in different shapes and sizes, and it's just so unfamiliar. I'm just so unfamiliar with these things because I'm so loveless and lonely. So it's kind of interesting in a way. But yeah, back to Miles telling me that, the best way to flirt with a girl is to just be natural, be yourself. I'm so glad that I don't need Miles' advice. I'm already acting natural because this is what I realized. I think it's partially because I'm already sort of helpless. Like, I'm already sort of, I don't know, I don't have that attitude anymore. Not even anymore, like, I don't have that attitude at all. Where it's like, okay, if I want to get a girlfriend, I need to do this and that and this and that and this and that will guarantee me getting a girlfriend. I don't believe in those things anymore because the world is too chaotic and people are too different from one another for me to actually think that way. So really, and even if I, pretend my way into getting a girlfriend, like I pretend to be smart, I pretend to be cool and suave and charismatic or whatever. Um, it's not the real me. Then what's the worth? Why bother even having a girlfriend when that girlfriend doesn't love the real you and it's just an imitation of something else? That's even worse. So really the best way to do it is to just be yourself, which just sounds like bullshit, but it's true. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, I guess. Miles said it's a very slow and steady process. I don't know. It's different for everyone, I guess. Again, I look at people and I'm like, bro, how do you two even like fall in love that fast? How did Natalie and Grant fall in love that fast? A couple of days ago, I went back to my school update video, December 2019, and I saw myself ranting about Natalie and Grant coming together and how much I'm angry about that and how it all comes back to me. And I'm hateful of myself. Why am I such a loser? I don't even have one girlfriend. And why is Natalie dating everyone? Like, why is it so easy for them? Why is it so tough for me? And I was so mad. And I'm happy I filmed those things because I can really tap into that anger and that cynicism again. And I don't feel the same way anymore because I just speak to a lot of people now and I just have friends now, which is fucking insane. But yeah, oh, did I mention Christian DM'd me? Yeah, about the whole Film 33 thing. Christian couldn't get in as well. I talk too much. Tomorrow, please get a full night's sleep, please. Alright, time now is 12:06 afternoon on November 5th. So yeah, I had a good sleep. I slept from 2:45, 2:30, no 2:35 to 11:30. Yeah. I woke up at 11-ish, but I decided to just lay on my bed. Also, I woke up at 8 a.m. because Cindy turned off the aircon. I have to go out and turn it back on. But I wasn't mad because it happened so many times already. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so continuing off of a couple of things to mention actually. Yesterday I spoke with John L a little bit. John L told me during Owl Bus shoot that his actor wanted to change the date to Wednesday 6 p.m. and I'm not sure if I can make it. I mean, yeah, I know my class ends at 4:30 p.m., but we'll definitely go over time and that's going to be sad. So yeah, yeah, so I said, how about Wednesday 6:30 p.m. And John L's like, okay, let me ask the actor, and the actor said yes. So next Wednesday 6:30 p.m. I have a Zoom meeting, which means next Thursday I will be free. Another thing is last night I told John L. and I told the church teacher that I'll be going to church tomorrow on Sunday. And I eagerly asked, not John L., Jonah. I asked Jonah, when am I able to have the haircut? Because that's something I already told him about like 4 weeks ago. I've wanted to have a haircut 4 weeks ago in late October already, or mid-October, but I couldn't get a haircut. And I want to get a haircut ASAP because the Asian World Film Festival is coming up and I need to look sharp and clean. And my face is kind of fucked again. Hip hip hooray. So Jonah said, well, you can actually go to that place to have a haircut tomorrow. So there's that. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna ask around today to see if people can drive me back home. But yeah, there's that. And then Michelle. So today is Saturday, and it is a surprisingly chill day. Hopefully nothing all that crazy happens. I am at around 2:30. I'm going to go out to the Century City Mall to watch the Banshees of Inisherin. And I actually paid for the ticket online already last night at a price of $14.88 because the seats are filling up. They're filling up quite fast, surprisingly. So I'm like, man, I gotta buy the ticket now. So that's what I did. I got the ticket, and I'll be watching the movie. So that's that. And then after that, I'll go to Ralph's to buy some food, a quick round of shopping. Next Thursday I can go again, but that would mean I have to survive Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a bulk of Thursday. It's good if I buy the food now. So there's that. Nothing else. I actually completed my PIQ question 5 yesterday, but I don't think it's that well written or anything, so I need to maybe add some revisions to it. So there's that. Yeah, not much else. Not much else. So much shit is happening. Of course, given that I finished dinner so late yesterday, I didn't really have the time to do anything else other than watching Misang, but I didn't even finish Misang. So today, aside from Banshees, the movie, I'll also finish watching Misang episode 16 and then complete Misang episode 17. And then on top of that, I actually have a couple albums to review, and then I think that's pretty much it for today. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else to mention. Alright, so it's my first time cooking this stuff. This is ha zi min, which is like shrimp noodles, and then on the other side we have bao yu min. I don't really know how to cook this. I know how to cook instant noodles, but this is something new, this is something different. I'm also going to try for the first time in my life cooking fish balls. They're already cooked, but I'm going to try to boil it maybe with the noodles. I don't really know what I'm doing. I think this pack seems really small, but in here it says the serving size is 60 grams, and I think this is way less than 60 grams. Okay. I have no idea. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Fuck, there are flies everywhere. There's so many fucking flies in this house. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna add another pack. Yep, I didn't add another pack. This is just the same pack. I think the packaging meant like there's 1 serving per package, and that's 220 calories, 215 calories for some reason. So yeah. That's my lunch. Okay, let's try it. I wanted to dump the water away, but I just can't because I don't have a water dumper spatula with holes. And I also think a lot of the sauce, a lot of the juice, a lot of the essence of the noodles ended up being in the water, so I kept most of the water. All right. Smells not bad. Nice shrimpy smell. Tastes fine. Wow, that's so hot. Kind of stale, but edible. So, in a magnificent twist of fate, I finished watching the movie, I came out, and bus number 4 just went right past me, like one cross right there. That crossroad, it just went right past me. And the next bus number 4 is literally 44 fucking minutes later. Are you fucking kidding me? Los Angeles, I love LA. So I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll take a different bus back home, albeit a longer route, but who cares? So I'm taking 3 and then 7 and then 17. And then I checked Instagram, and apparently John L is here too, and he's like, you know, we can meet up if you want. He's watching the movie After Sun. So I'm like, okay, you know what? It's cool, let's meet up. So, yeah. Alright, so time now is 7:43 p.m. I just came back home. I'm still in my street clothes. So yeah, I just hung out with John L. Because we were in the same cinema. And yeah, so I completely forgot to go to Ralph's. Like, I took a bus back home after hanging out with John L. Like, after watching the movie, I waited a little bit, and then at around 5:50 p.m., John L saw me. I met up with him outside of the cinema, and then he's like, I want to grab something to eat or maybe something to drink. I'm kind of thirsty, and I'm like, okay, sure. So we went to 85 degrees, and he actually paid to drink for me. He got a mango slushie, which is really cold, and I don't want to drink something that's cold, but I ended up getting caramel milk tea. So I'm a little bit afraid that I'm not going to be able to fall asleep tonight. But I love milk tea. I have a craving for milk tea recently. But yeah, we ended up chatting for about an hour until around 7 p.m. And then I took the bus back home, and here I am. We talked about several things. His haircut changed a bit, I think, but otherwise it's pretty much recognizable. I realized that the last time I'd seen him in person was actually friggin' June 12th, the HKOS gathering, the HKOS meeting. And he's skinnier and shorter than me. And I kind of forgot about that because I always perceive myself as someone who's very skinny and short. Well, at least I'm not short because I'm actually not that bad when it comes to height. But anyways, she's like, you know, he asked me how's the movie, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty good. And I asked him about After Sun, and he said, oh, I'm so confused about the ending. And then, yeah, again, we got drinks and we sat down somewhere and we talked. We talked about everything ranging from his project. He's asking me to be part of the casting director's team for his graduation short film, which he has a lot of he's still very worried about it, and he also wants me to be his script supervisor, which is great. I'm happy to help. And he needs a Cantonese speaking script supervisor. We also talked about my film school experience, like stuff that's going on in my film 32 and 33. We just talked about like Hong Kong cinemas, because all I know is Broadway Cinematheque, but apparently there are cinemas here and there in Hong Kong that show Hong Kong films that show old classic films, or not old, but like that's more niche, that's more artsy. And John L. even said that Hong Kong's doing a great job, just as great as any other cities in the world. It's just that it's not as centralized and as organized as, say, LA, of course. So there's that. We also talked a little bit about HKOS. I feel like John L. is not that enthusiastic about HKOS as I and Pepper are, which is fine. Yeah, I told John L. about the HKOS Short Film Festival, and he's like, I probably won't put my short film there. I'm gonna aim higher, and I don't think HKOS is that big of a deal, or at least he comes off like that. But yeah, it's good. And I also mentioned the podcast, and he's like, yeah, sure, if you want to host the podcast with me or yourself, go ahead. That's pretty much it. And then I took the bus, and after I was walking back home, and then I realized, holy shit, I'm supposed to go to Ralph's today. And that's fine, because I still have food to survive tonight and tomorrow, but after that, I'm out of meat. So I will have to go to Ralph's tomorrow. It has to be tomorrow. It cannot be Monday, because I'm completely booked on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I'm also like, it has to be tomorrow. So tomorrow, after church, there's lunch, there's haircut, and then I go to Ralph's. And by the time I get home, it'll be late in the afternoon. So there's that. So tonight, I still have a couple of chicken thighs. Ooh, I need to defrost them. Fuck. Chicken thighs, rice, gailang, I think. And then we're good. Yeah, that's all. Alright, you know what? Screw it. I'll just wrap it up right here, right now. There's a couple more things I'd like to mention. I'm in my street clothes. I'm in my room clothes now, so I'm just gonna wait for the chicken to defrost. Actually, there's only one thing to talk about, and that is Connor made an Instagram story where he's buying stuff at Target, and in that Instagram story, it's a boomerang, it's a GIF where he's filming his shopping basket, or I think it was a shopping cart, and then he tilts up very quickly to see another girl, or presumably someone else, right? With long brown pants, white shoes, and a black shirt. And he quickly goes back down again. And then I'm thinking, is that Pepper? And the reason I'm saying this is because those white shoes, they're Pepper's. I can recognize them. A lot of people in Los Angeles have white shoes. Maybe it's a stranger. But usually, if Connor, the Macanese guy, does this, it's usually a girl. Because he also did this in the previous Wednesday with Pepper. And you can literally see Pepper in his Instagram story. Another thing is that dressing style, it's got to be Pepper, right? It can't be anyone else. So I think Connor just went to Target with Pepper. Now I'm a little bit like, oh my god, did they go out just to hang out in like Target or something? Like, what the fuck? But then I realized today's Saturday, which means today is film 50 sound class, which means chances are Pepper and Connor will meet, and maybe after class they're like, I need to buy some stuff in Target, and Pepper's like, me too, or maybe the other way around. And then they go. That makes total sense. In fact, I shouldn't even feel shocked by this, because Pepper does this with me too. After my film 32 class, Pepper and I went around looking for a new well, or we even went so far as to going to Whittier, just the two of us, going to Castaic, and visiting Jack in the Box, just the both of us. I don't think Pepper has even done those things with Connor. So I shouldn't be like mad or anything, you know. And also Pepper doesn't even make Instagram stories about going to Target because why would she? But when I and Pepper went to Castaic, Pepper did make an Instagram story, even though I'm not in her story, and I didn't make a story where she's in it either. We respect each other's boundaries, and I keep her in the dark, and she keeps me in the dark. But at least Pepper did make an Instagram story on the day we went to Castaic together, and she didn't mind. Maybe some people who are smart will figure out, ooh, maybe, you know, I and Pepper are hanging out. But I guess Pepper didn't mind as much. But still, you know, I think that's Pepper. I think Connor went to Target with Pepper. And a part of me thinks, and I've been seeing memes today, like, oh, you know, like, you know, and I'm thinking, what if Pepper and Connor start dating? I don't know, but there's always that possibility. And again, like a few years ago, I was such a beggar in the world of socializing that I can't even imagine myself dating anyone. So logically, with my past experience, I don't think. I think this is likely a likely outcome. It is a more realistic outcome because it aligns with my past more. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. So that's something to think about. And otherwise, I'm gonna try to film a movie review now, and then I'm gonna just I'll try my best to finish everything I need to do today, because again, I have so much to do. It's a miracle that today I have free time to go watch a movie. Yeah. Yeah. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I have to go to Ralph's tomorrow. And then on Monday, I need to wake up extremely early to Marina Del Rey. And then I'll see Pepper there. And then, yeah. I just want to add a little, it's 10:48 p.m. Today when I and John L spoke, he mentioned that he has a boyfriend or something. So he's gay. But I don't want to ask him because like the whole sentence was like sort of a blur to me. I didn't know what he was really saying, and I don't want to ask him again. Like, wait, did you mention you have a boyfriend? But I mean, it would make sense, I guess. I don't know. Another thing is so Aoba, Pepper, and Leslie, the Chinese girl, are invited to go to PAC, which I have recently found out it means Performing Arts Center, and they're invited there to film a dance performance by the college people, and so now I'm trying to map out what Pepper did today.